Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long boys blues, 1975. Using girls on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends used to bug. Long boys blues, 1975.
Welcome to somewhat of a different comparison video. In this video we're taking a look at this hard driving on the Atari Lynx, released by Tengen in 1991, and we'll be comparing it to race driving on the Game Boy. That's right, the Game Boy, released by, I don't know, in 1992, and both based on, well, this based on the arcade machine released in 1989. It was one of, not the first, but one of the first polygon arcade machines, and intended originally to be a driving simulator to teach people how to drive, and then turned into an arcade machine. And then race driving is the follow-up, which is ultimately more of the same with a few bells and whistles on it. So why am I comparing two different arcade machines to two different systems? Well, it's quite simple really. One, it is essentially the arcade machine, bear it a few bells and whistles, and while one of these is 16 bits, this, the Atari Lynx, and the other one is 8 bits, these are two of the best ports out there of an arcade machine I absolutely love and adore. I loved it on the Mega Drive back in the day. I have a gameplay comparison of it on the Mega Drive compared to the arcade, and the Mega Drive compared to race driving on the SNES, and the Mega Drive kicks the SNES's ass. But these two systems, you know, much like all the systems that run this, you know, all the polygons are done by software. There is no hardware tech in it to do it, but they are easily the two most impressive, I personally think, ports out there, considering the hardware they're running on. Now obviously, tiny little screen doesn't help you. I've blown this up to TV, which probably doesn't help it. But yeah, I don't know, I've got a soft spot for all versions of this, even the Spectrum version, which is terrible, but these are easily, I think, two of the most impressive ones. Again, when you think about what they're running on, one more so than the other. Anyway, I'll shut up now and get into it. I had an Atari Lynx back in the day and I absolutely loved it. It was a behemoth, and it took too many batteries, but it had that unique way where you could play either when you were lefty or righty. Look, for a start, you can pause it on the title screen. I know, eh? Right, so basically, 2 tracks, more of a tech demo. I'm talking about the arcade game here. Press start. Look, now that gives you an indication of how the steering works, which is not very good, right? Auto no clutch, or stick no clutch. Obviously no clutch for a reason. The arcade had a clutch, but it was rubbish in the arcade. It had no resistance. Clutches need resistance. It's why I find most pedal sets don't work. Right, so here we go. So obviously the screen resolution is not going to help it. Let's accelerate. I think brake's above it. So you got all your dials. Obviously, oh look, he just, well, you could see straight through him. He was cast with a friendly car, but the steering is all kinds of, whoa. Now I'm playing this on my Pi, but the Game Boy version I'll be playing on my Wii, so I can stretch it to full screen for it to be a better comparison, because while it's on this Pi, it doesn't look very good. Right, now obviously you know how this works. Oh, this steering off-road is awful. Whether it would fare any better on the original Lynx, I sincerely doubt it. But yeah, time limit, make it run the track, make it run the stunt track, make it run the speed track, avoid cars, which is a lot more difficult than it looks. But do you know what, this is really impressive. The controls don't help it, which seems to be a failure of a lot of versions of this game. And again, if you were playing this on a small screen, it would look a hell of a lot better. But look how smooth it is. Look at the rate you can go at. And it's polygons on an Atari Lynx. Alright, granted the Atari Lynx had some pretty, you know, sponduli, I haven't said that since I was 12, I have no idea why I said it then, scaling effects, but it wasn't over polygons. In fact, have I done a gameplay of Stun Runner on it? I don't know. Look, get back on the road or apparently you blow up. I have that problem in real life. Yeah, so I think the big thing that's letting this version down, and it all comes flooding back, Is he going to miss me? Yes. It's just the controls. They're awful. But don't let that detract from what it's doing here. This is impressive. Especially in 1991. Oh, the Lynx. Like I said, I have a soft spot for the Lynx. Overpriced, underperforming in the battery department and the game library. But it was certainly ahead of its time, particularly in its sprite scape. Look at the video I've done on Blue Lightning. That was well impressive. And also look at, well, no, I don't know. I've done a video on Technocop, Electrocop. I should probably get round to that. Look, you can pause it on the top 10 hardest drivers. Yeah, cars and stuff. If only they just didn't give it such. Oh, hang on, start engine. God awful controls. I guess they're trying to replicate a steering wheel, which to be fair, all the ports kind of did, because you can see that between the dials there, between your rev counter and your speedometer. Oh, I'm not going to say speedometer because I'm not North American. See the little dot? It doesn't help though, but yeah. I don't know what reviews this got back in there. To be fair, it got awful reviews on the Mega Drive, but everyone I know who liked the arcade, you ain't always had a soft spot for the Mega Drive version, thought it was actually quite impressive. Again, when you consider that it had no, hardware for doing polygons, I have no idea where I am now. I seem to have fallen through space and time. Fortunately, it gives me an arrow. I don't know which way I got to go. Like, oh. Ooh. In your face. Look at this. Come on. Don't act like you're not impressed. Points for the quote. Mr. Burgundy. Oh, just giving it away. Brake. Don't go. Don't go flying over. See, this is accurate. Oh, I skipped the. I do like that noise. Clearly, it's a carburetor and not fuel injection. There we go. Brake. Ooh. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm just. Oh, no. Amazed I missed the house. It keeps sliding out. I don't know how I slide out when I'm going negative 4 miles an hour. Or why the arrow's pointing that way. I want to be going this way. Oh, we'll have one more go. I want to see if I can go the loop-de-loop. But yeah, your mileage may vary. You're probably looking at this and thinking this is god awful. Again, blowing up into my TV does not help it any such. But if you're old like me, put your mindset back in the day. Right, so we want to go to right. To right? Right, to the right. Got them hogging the lanes, bastards. Should have had a horn. Would have done nothing, but you know what I mean. Vent some of that stress. Right, brake. I guess when you got controls this horrible, it's all about track memorization and anticipation. Alright, start engine. Honestly, all it needed was slightly tweaked controls, and this could have been a contender. Ooh, I've still no. Don't go too fast. It is like driving on polished vinyl. No idea why I said that, and I have no idea why I didn't stop when I put my anchors on like that. Why are you sliding? There's nothing to be sliding on. Can make me miss the wheel now. I don't even know what hit me. Have I got time to attempt it? Yeah. Come on. Don't hit me. I was... Oh. Collision detection could also use a little bit of work in this. I got 17 seconds. See, the thing is, if I turn to the right, then it's game over. And I'll just come off. But, come on. Again, don't act like you're not impressed. Don't fall off. Don't fall off. There's a car. I got no idea what happened there. See, it could have been so good. They just gave it, I don't know, like I said, were they trying to replicate the arcade or an analog steering wheel? Because ultimately they failed. But now, going to show you it on the Game Boy, because here's the thing. So here we go with Race Driving on the Game Boy, released by THQ, I believe, in 1992. So yes, as I said, I'm comparing two different versions of the game, although essentially they are the same, on two different platforms using two different emulators. But the whole purpose of this is, I think these are, honestly, with the controls being a bit pants on the Lynx aside, you can get used to it. These are two unbelievable ports of the game. Neither of these systems, you know, have any hardware for 3D. They do this entirely in software. To be fair, everything did with this game, I know. But particularly this one, so I don't know, it's got to be chucking around some level of maths or anything like that. But this should not exist on these machines. Maybe I'm getting carried away and I just get a white stick. Right, so let's get into it. So obviously, as I said, there are a few more bells and whistles here. See, cars and stuff like that. I'm going with Sportster, Auto, and then you got Stunt, Autocross, and Super Stunt. But they're all pretty much, I mean, if we go with Autocross, isn't that the original track? I don't know. It helps if you, I mean, I've played it on MAME and stuff like that, but it's progression upon hard driving. But the point is, this is a Game Boy. Granted, it's running on my Wii and it's stretched to full screen, and well, it's not that god-awful yellow, but hey. Right, so there are a few emulation issues. So it's that twitch beneath the time, and that's just a wireframe. But look, I got a mirror, and first of all, right out of the bat, look at the pace. How smooth this is. Look at the pace. It may not quite look like the Atari Lynx, but it's a hell of a lot smoother on your eyeballs, and also you've got control. You point it away. Look. I can go around the barn at some level of speed, and I don't have to worry about flying off. A little bit difficult to see the track because of colour, but hey. And obviously it would be a little bit sharper if you're playing it on a small screen. These are the limits of emulation. I'm out of time already. Maybe I should gun it properly. Well, that's a steep time limit. Right, let's try that again. Wow, I don't remember it being that steep. Alright. Gunnage, but yeah, look how smooth. Oh! There's a car out in front of me. Okay, obviously, well, to be fair, the cars wouldn't look as on the Lynx, were they? Look, bottom right, you can see it shifting through the gears. Slow down a bit there. Oh, you got I got a more forgiving time limit, have I? Ooh, see? You can, oh, car on the wing mirror, top right, wing mirror, rear view mirror, I should say. Is that a volcano in the background? Oh, see, look, car on screen. I'm not seeing any slowdown. It's chucking polygons around. Brake. Get air. Brake. It's so much more forgiving control-wise than the Lynx, which is why it's better. But ultimately, come on. I never knew this was a thing back in the day, and I had a Game Boy back in the day, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. But I would have, especially being a fan of hard driving, I would have been absolutely blown away by this. Checkpoint, put your time up. So yeah, the simple fact that your controls work obviously make a massive difference. I was going to go for the hole then. Obviously that would have been a mistake. But come on, are you not impressed? This runs better than the Spectrum version. I'm assuming that this has probably got a little bit more grunt than the Spectrum version. You go off-road, you can actually get back on road. That's a nice touch, I feel. I mean, ultimately it's very limited with what you can do, but that's the nature of the game itself. Putting it on it, round it, is just, this is magic. They perform some proper magic here. They pulled this right out of their hat. Oh, look at this. Higher frame rate than the Lynx, would I say? Oh, look at that. Come on, don't act like you're not impressed. 20 seconds left, checkpoint. Oh, shies and balls. This has to be one of the most impressive games. Alright, limited in its scope, I guess, because of how much there is to do or perform on it, but one of the most impressive games. There's another 3D game, isn't there, that's actually quite impressive, like a sort of a Pac-Man game. I struggle to get it to run, but yeah, this has got to be one of the most impressive games. I mean, it's 3D, it's polygons on a Game Boy. That's witchcraft. Right. So yeah, I mean, this is why I think it's better than the Lynx. You could argue the Lynx looks better, but this performs far better. And not just a question of controls, but the frame rate. But ultimately, both of them are just unbelievable ports on incredibly limited hardware. I guess you could argue that they're both above. Are they both above? Well, I wouldn't say the Commodore. They're certainly both above the Spectrum and stuff like that. I don't know. Hardware's not my bag, baby. Whatever. Main order. No. They're all manual. You've only got one order. It hates me. Super stunt. It's going to end in tears, isn't it? Yeah. Oh look, Cityscape. We don't have to worry about Yellowstone's 4K now. Which apparently, if that goes off, which is supposed to, isn't that like a planet ender? With the shit it's going to throw in the atmosphere? I'm not sure why I've incorporated that into a gameplay, but hey. Oh look. See, look. No slowdown. Oh, just death. Right. So yeah, I mean, your mileage may vary, but I think these are both two very impressive ports. The Lynx is hampered by crap controls, but still, you know, incredibly impressive, and obviously has the colour. This, however, has buttery controls, he says, and he keeps dying, but it's just how it performs. It just looks so good, and you know, its performance, its consistency of its performance is just, dare I say, Jim Dandy. I did. Oh. Health and safety. See, I like this town. Health and safety, when they construct their highways and stuff, or motorways. What's that? It's refreshing. Plus this is, oh, look at this. Could you, oh, please say you could plug your Game Boys into each other. Ow. And race each other. So anyway, a little bit of a weird all over the shop comparison video. Two different versions of ultimately the same game, running on two different formats, Lynx, Game Boy, on two different emulators, Pi and Wii. But you know, this Frankenstein monster is how I do these things. I like it, works for me. But anyway, as always, if you had either of these versions, just love the arcade machine or the Mega Drive version, or any of the home ports. I'd love to know what you think, but I mean, do you find this impressive? I'm a broken record. I certainly do. Anyway, as always, oh, here we go. Oh, poop. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.